Okay. Yeah. So when you attach the muzzle flash particle to your main player, in this case in my main camera, and within that muzzle flash you want to attach 3 lights. Now those 3 lights you can place anywhere. Those lights are basically giving the gun more realism, so when the muzzle flash fires it gives a little bit of flash, and those lights are indicating the flash. So if I turn it on, you can see the lights reflecting over here. I'm going to turn the other one on, and this one's reflecting orange, and this one's reflecting another brownish kind of from the back. Now those are lights only appear when the muzzle flash fires, so it's like the flash of the muzzle flash, and if you're in a dark area you can see it take it full effect. And you want to apply these 3 lights to the muzzle flash particle and disable them, and they have to be the child of the muzzle flash object, and then drag the muzzle flash onto your main camera or wherever the gun's shooting from. And you want to create a new game object and name it particle holder. Now this is going to hold all our particles that are going to collide with something. For example, sparks. They're going to collide with metal, and that doesn't look like a spark, I know. That's going to collide with the metal objects. For example, cubes like this. Which contain metal on them, and when our raycast collides with it, it's going to bring up that particle. But in this case, this is a wood. Our raycast is going to produce a wood particle for these, and at the moment I haven't got any wood particles, so I'm just going to use the sparks for all of them. And when I get all the particles ready, I will show you how to apply them to the right objects. So yes, you should have all your particles set up just like this. Now the particle holder must not be a child of anything. It must be just separate. So just drag it into your hierarchy mode and drop it. Don't attach it to your main player or the gun or nothing. So it has to be separate completely. Okay, so that's how you should have your particles organized. And let's start coding this. Actually, before we do that, let's start with the functions we need. First of all, we need a new void. I'm going to call this muzzle flash show. Open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, close curly brace. Void ray shoot. Void play shoot audio. Open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, close curly brace. Void play voif void play reload audio. Open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, and close curly brace. And the last one we need is a void reload. Open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace. Now actually, to be honest, the reload isn't the last one. There's something else we need to make, but that comes in when we start getting to the reload. Because in JavaScript, if you go to the reload function, you will notice it's pretty straightforward. You have a wait for a second, then do this. But in C# you can't use wait for a second just like this. You have to use it in a separate function, something called IEnumerator, and that will take your timer, and then I have to apply all of this within that and then call it in the reload, and we'll get to that. So there's some differences between these, and other than that most of it is the same. So the first thing we want to do is we want to set our bullets. So bullets left is equal to bullets per clip Okay. Then also hit particle dot emit. Now you have two types of emits over here, one with a capital E and one with a lowercase e. You want to select the lowercase e and put it as equals false. Second one is muzzle flash dot emit equals false. So as soon as we start the game, it's going to set our particle system to false. Okay, and once we've done that, we're going to start making the raycast. So the first thing we want is raycast hit, and it's going to be called hit. We also want a vector free, and this is going to be direction ray, and it's going to be equals to transform dot transform direction, open bracket, vector free, which way it's going to be facing, and forward. So we want a line to face forward, which is in z-axis, and we're going to draw this line. So debug debug.drawRay, open bracket, transform dot position, basically draw a line from our object that this script's combined to, direction ray times by the range. That's going to be the range of our line. Then we want the color of the line. So color dot yellow. I'm going to put my line yellow. You can have whatever you like. The colors available. Okay, that draws the line. We want to start actually creating it now. So if open bracket physics dot raycast, open bracket, transform dot position, comma, direction ray, comma. Now in order to put hit in C#, you first have to put out hit, because basically you want to shoot a ray that's going out. That's how you do it in C#, and comma, and then the range, close bracket, open curly brace, and close curly brace. Okay, we've done that. Now we want to find out if we've collided with a rigid body. So if open bracket hit dot rigid body, close bracket, open curly brace, close curly brace. If we have hit a rigid body, we want to apply force to it. So hit dot rigid body dot add force at position, open bracket, direction ray times force if I named it force, I cannot even remember myself. I'm gonna quick look what I named it. I'm not sure if I named it exactly force or if I even defined it yet. No, I didn't. What an idiot I am. Let's quickly define that. Public float force, and it's going to be equals to 1000. So go back there and times that by force. There we go. And then hit dot point. Okay, so basically it's gonna add force. It's gonna add force from our position of the ray, which is transform direction vector free, and then if the hit point collides with the rigid body, it's gonna add the force. Okay, save that. Now the next one we'll do is start applying the damage to the bad guy. Hit dot collider dot send message upwards, open bracket, apply damage. That's the function we defined there in our AI damage script, and then we will apply the damage to it, and that's going to knock off 10 units of our bad guy's health every time we shoot at it now. And comma, send message option dot don't require receiver. Okay, that applies the damage. Save that, and we're going to test if that works. Go into your update function and type if open bracket input dot get key open bracket key code dot f okay, there you go. Close that, double brackets, open curly brace and close curly brace. We're going to call the ray shoot over here, ray shoot, open bracket, close bracket, open and close the line off. Save it. Now before we do continue, on one of your objects make sure you have the AI damage script applied. I have, so I'm going to stay on this one. Let me just minimize the screen actually so you can see it taking effect. Okay, it's that cube right over here, this one. So we woke up to that. As you can see, the life's 100 at the moment. Okay, it's lagging a lot, doesn't matter. And I'm going to start firing. Minus 10, 80, 70. Yep, it's working. And I actually showed you something that I was working on, which I wasn't meant to, but hey, who cares? Doesn't matter. I'll show you afterwards when the tutorial is over. Okay, let's continue. Let's go back to our ray shoot and let's start calling the particle when we hit certain objects.